In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a perfect essay within 10 minutes or less. I've been writing essays my whole life, and just recently, a program came out that is just mind-boggling, insane how easy it makes writing essays. I'm going to show you the exact process and how you can take a project that normally takes hours upon hours and just convert it down to a few minutes. The standard process normally goes like this. You open up a Word document, it's blank, you sit there and stare at it for about 2 hours, and then you go grab a snack, you come back and you write a sentence down, and then you continue to proceed this until it's completed a few days later. Let me introduce you to the program that is going to change your writing life entirely. The online website / program is called conversion.ai. It is an artificial intelligence program that allows you to essentially just embed a couple little bits of info about your subject that you want to write an essay about, and then it'll spit out super high quality content. The only thing that you and I have to do is input a little bit of information about the subject of the essay. Now you might be thinking this is just a program or an online website that's going to make it so you make an article that will get plagiarized checked and is going to have issues with it. 99.9% of everything that you put into this program or this website is going to give you high quality content that is not plagiarized. You can put it through Copyscape and it's going to come up with no infringement whatsoever, and it's just incredible how easy it is to make articles and essays and anything you want to do with writing. It is insanely easy and fast, and it's good quality. Now there's a little bit of hand-holding you have to do with it. I'm going to show you what I mean by that and how it works and how you literally can make an essay in less than 10 minutes and it's going to be high quality content. You just need to put in a little bit of info and that's it. Now the cool thing about this is it's a premium program, and for that you can get a 7-day trial. That's what I did at first, and I just did that. I was expecting to just use it for that. Did it for some essays, some blog articles, stuff like that, and decided I need this always because it's super helpful. And honestly, if you just have one essay or something like that, then I'd recommend just getting it and then just canceling it before the 7 days and you're good to go. But if you find out like me that it's super helpful with essays of all sorts and creating blog content and just in general helping the creativity in your mind of writing, then you'll see that it helps out a ton. But one thing that I just wanted to show you here that I really like a lot, it's really cool for writing stories and engaging content like that. They've got a bunch of different templates, as you can see here, and one that I like a lot is the creative story one. Basically, you can go in here and it's the AI that essentially you just tell it what the plot of a story is, and then it'll write out essentially the main concept of the story for you. It's pretty awesome. You can also put in the tone of voice, which is witty right now, and you can change that to whatever you want. I'm just going to leave it at witty. And the plot, let's just say Julia is walking home one day and bumps into her soulmate. Period. And we're going to generate, let's say, 3 outputs. So basically what the outputs mean is it's basically just saying let's do 3 different versions with this plot and see what it produces. So we're going to generate the AI content, and it's going to give us 3 different plots with what we just put into that. And we'll just see what it pops up here for us. As you can tell, it happened super fast here. So let's take a look at the top one here. Not much in this one, so I'm not going to like this one very much. I bumped into my soulmate. He looked pissed. I couldn't believe it. After all these years of waiting for the big guy upstairs to send me someone who will complete me, this moment came and went in a flash. Okay, not much content there, so not great for that one. But this one, let's see. This has some substance here. Julia was walking home from a party at midnight when she bumped into the person of her dreams. He had long, flowing hair and an angular jawline. Ooh, angular. She was looking up at him with her big brown eyes, and his gaze matched hers with its intensity. "Hi," he said to her in this deep voice that sounded like honey mixed with whiskey. "I'm James." He leaned down to kiss Julia's cheek before stepping back again. They stared at each other for a few moments before they both began speaking simultaneously. "You're beautiful," he told her sincerely. While she tried to ask him who he is, what brings him here. What does it mean that we ran into each other? What does it mean? So as you can tell, I like the beginning part of this area, this beginning start of this story here, but the bottom here, it has a little bit of issues here and there, as you can tell. So it's not a perfect thing, but as you can tell, it does have really good quality content, I feel like. And the English, the way it speaks, the way that the AI generates content, it seems like it's a real person for the most part. Obviously, there's a few parts in here you're going to have to adjust and whatnot, but that's kind of standard with stuff like this. Now let's read the last one here. As she walked down the street, Julia bumped into someone. She looked up and saw a beautiful boy who was smiling at her. He had green eyes that made her melt with happiness just looking into them. They talked for hours until they finally ended their conversation by exchanging phone numbers so they could talk to each other again soon. As Julia got home, she couldn't stop thinking about how handsome the guy was or what he said in their conversation. It all felt like a dream. So this bottom one, I think this one's the best one, the most coherent, and if I like that, I can just take it, copy it, as a little thing here to be able to copy it, and then put it wherever you want. But yeah, as you can tell, it is extremely fast, and there's tons of different things in here to be able to create fast content. Basically, all you have to do is input a little bit. Another one that I like a lot is an outline, blog post outline. Basically, it just gets your idea going, ideas flowing for what you want to create content around. And then you can use the other things in it to create that content. So it's pretty sweet. So you use this to create the outline, and then what it pops out, you use those bullet points essentially to create all of the content with the other templates that they have. So for example, a blog title or topic that we want to talk about is learning to play the guitar. And tone of voice, we're just going to say witty. I like the witty one. Let's see how that goes. We're going to generate 3 different outputs and see what it produces for us. And then with those outlines, we should be able to, okay, we got some generic ones. Practice, kind of lame. Learn the chords, learn basic guitar playing, find a guitar teacher, get a guitar that's easy to play on. Practice. Okay, so it's practice 3 times, so that's not great. Start with a basic chord and move on from there. Learn to read music, tablature, or use an app like Guitar Tabs. Okay, so this bottom one here I like a lot, at least the bottom 3 portions. Practice is so generic, and I kind of don't like that they put it into all 3 of those. So as you can tell, it's got some helpful information, but it's not perfect. But let's take this one right here. This learn to read music, tablature, or use an app like Guitar Tabs. Let's take that, copy it. And then let's go to our dashboard and go to Content Improver. Now let's toss that into there and say a helpful tone of voice and create 3 outputs and see what it gives us. As before, it takes merely seconds, usually about 5 to 10 seconds. And here we go. We've got a ton of information here. Awesome. I like that a lot. Sometimes when you use this, it'll generate, like you see here, just like 1 line, which isn't great. But if you do it a few times, you'll get stuff like this. So let's see what it creates content around this subject that we got from the outline. If you're a beginner, there are 2 ways to learn songs on the guitar. The first is by reading tablature, often called guitar tabs, which will explain how chords should be played in order for them to sound correct and not muddy with other notes that might otherwise get mixed into your song's melody. To help beginners understand this concept more clearly, we recommend using an app like Guitar Tabs Pro, as it provides clear instructions of what fingerings go where, so that even people without any experience can enjoy playing their favorite tunes. It's pretty solid. It has a few weird spots in there that I'd change just slightly, but as you can tell, it gets the general information out very quickly, and it's a fairly enjoyable thing to read. Second one here, have you ever wondered how people can learn to play instruments so fast? I have a great tip that will make it easier for you. When looking at tablature, focus on where there are markers in the shape of an arrow called dots. These dots represent what string should be played and which fret or finger position to use when plucking strings with your right hand fingers. When learning music theory, I found this method really helpful because it would give me feedback about my mistakes immediately without having to stop playing like other methods do by displaying red lines under notes indicating errors. So this one, it's kind of a run-on sentence. I feel like it's just saying a lot of stuff here. The top part's pretty good. So as you can tell, you can create very, very fast content, essays, anything very quickly with this website. And I honestly, it's a life changer for me with writing. As writing has always been a little bit difficult for me, and it always takes up so much time if I write anything even worthwhile of reading, and this has changed things a lot. Now the website is credits based, so it's a little annoying in that regard, but $30 gives you 20,000 credits, which is tons for most people. And the cool thing is, the link down below I have with them will allow you to get an extra 10,000 credits with them. So that's a lot of words and generating content and whatnot. So you're not going to really have any issues with that. You might want to bump up to another one later on, or just do this for one essay or blog article or something like that and be done with it. Up to you. But for me, it is extremely helpful and something I would recommend looking into if you're a writer or you're a student looking to write an essay, stuff like that. It's super helpful. It is an extremely big game changer in the writing industry, I feel like. So check it out if you haven't yet. Thanks for coming by. We'll see you in the next one.